Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, we have had mass action in this country, and all of us and the world at large understands why Kenyans are on the street demonstrating. And in as much this one has been taking place, UN has been watching very careful and documenting everything that is happening in this country. And the other day they released their figures, and it's showing close to 30 people have lost their lives, with more than 300 people who have been injured through a gun bullet, and many people who have just suffered through police brutality. With this report, the Kenya Kwanza government is not happy at all with it, and they are getting mad and angry on the United Nations. To an extent, the UDA party is going to a press briefing to issue a threat to the United Nations. Look at that. UDA party is like a village party. This is a village. If you want to compare UDA to United Nations, I mean, United Nations is global. UDA and the United Nations. So UDA giving threats and a warning to United Nations because of the figures they are coming out with. I mean, what can they challenge them with the truth? It's like, it is laughable for anyone to try and give, pretending to be giving warning to a hand that is feeding you. That's the reality. To an extent now, I'm seeing Kenyans trying to ask, is that news fake news or it is true news? Is it confirmed news that UDA is warning UN? Kenyans are asking this question. And this is what has forced me to come on this Punchline to air out the truth. Indeed, it is true. UDA party has issued a warning. So it is not fake news. So believe it. It's just happening in our lifetime. And I want us to go through that letter that they have issued, the press release, and we will also analyze it part by part, because we have so many questions to ask here. If UN is releasing figures, and they are talking about people who have died, and you are denying, so what are you saying? You are issuing warning to United Nations against the interference with the genocide that you are doing in this country. Because what we witnessed in Nyalendo, it is nothing far from genocide. It's in the making. Anarchy. So, which threat unakusudia nini ukisema hivyo? You want UN to allow you to continue so that they will not interfere with that genocide or the anarchy that is taking place? That's why Kenyans are asking, is it true or is fake news? United Democratic Alliance, UDA, kazi ni kazi. So, this is what they're saying. The ruling Kenya Kwanza Coalition's response to the comments by the spokesperson of the United Nations Office of the High Commission for Human Rights on 14th July 2023. They are talking about the Kenya Kwanza Coalition, but when you look here, you are only seeing one name, UDA. There's no ANC, there's no Ford Kenya. Ile ya Moses Kuria na vitu zingine zile zote haziko hapa. So meaning this is a UDA statement, because if you check, this letter was released by the UDA Secretary General, Cleophas Malala. And even Malala today, he was with William Ruto in State House. So it means Malala is just a spanner boy doing what Ruto has told him to do. So hii ni mambo imetengenezewa State House, juu alikuwa huko akaambiwa andika hivi, sema hivi, and then kwa press mseme haya. So imekuwa ni mambo ya kubishana. That's what they're saying. Kenya's ruling coalition, Kenya Kwanza Coalition, has noted with concern the statement by the spokesperson of the United Nations Office of the High Commission for Human Rights regarding the act of civil disorder arising from the recent violent opposition-sponsored demonstration. The statement was made in the absence of a genuine factual basis for its conclusion and was blind to the context within which the demonstrations took place. Such one-sided pronouncement may jeopardize the independence and the gravitas of the institution. Based on the genuine facts, wanasema context in which the demonstration took place. It is all about what police are doing to demonstrators. We are not here in a contest. The United Nations is addressing itself to the inhumane treatment to the demonstrators, brutality, killing, and mishandlement of people. This is human right. Kenya is a vibrant democracy that has a sterling reputation for upholding human rights. Indeed, it is true, but not in this regime of William Samoei Ruto. If you are talking about human rights, we have seen in Nyalendo men being mutated, their organs. Wamefanya ile unyama ya ajabu sana. Unyama, wanapiga mtu na rungu kama nyoka. You would think is a snake. Uwezi fikiria ni huyu ni mtu ako na mwili, ako na mfupa, ako na wanapiga kuua. That's the reality. So I don't know what human right is in that one. It's just because YouTube cannot allow these things, but we could have put here so that you can see what you're saying. We have seen 13-year kid being shot by a gun bullet, not even a tear gas. School-going children being tear gassed in a classroom. Is that human rights? Malala wanaambia nini wa Kenya? Constitutionalism and the rule of law. Since independence, the political leadership has returned to the people every 5 years without fail for a fresh mandate to serve. By so doing, the people of Kenya, as the ultimate sovereign authority, have rejected dictatorship and instead that their government must be one elected in free and fair election. Hata wakati wa Moi kulikuwanga na fresh mandate to going back to the people for election. Ninaambiwa kulikuwanga na mlolongo. I was not there. Nasikia kulikuwa na mlolongo. But still Moi, so they will say it is democracy. I don't know. Going back to the ballot after every 5 years does not in itself confirm that democracy is working. No. Kuna nchi nyingi wanaenda election after 5 years. But it's not free and fair. There's no democracy there. Opposition are being harassed, they are being mishandled, they are being detained, and so many other things that are happening to the people. Democracy iko wapi wakati watu wanasema wako na njaa na wewe unakataa kuwapea chakula, unawajibu kwa risasi? Where is this democracy when in our constitution it is very clear we have a freedom to associate? When you want to do anything that is touching on people, we have what we refer to as public participation. Hiyo ndio democracy ya Kenya. Hii bill yenye wameenda nayo wamepitisha hiyo, 70% of Kenyans said no. That was public participation, but they went with it. Hiyo ndio democracy. The current government formed after our coalition's victory in August 2022 assumed office in September last year after trouncing the then government-sponsored candidate. The electorate victory was affirmed by the National Universal well-respected apex court, the Supreme Court. The election was also unanimously found to be free and fair by all independent local and international observers. Indeed, the 2022 general election has been held up as the gold standard in transparency and compliance with the election laws, procedures, and the delivery of the perfect will of the electorate. UN is not addressing the issue of election in this country. It is addressing the issue to do with the humanity. They are bringing in the issue of election. The people whom they were butchering, and it is still happening, are not asking for election. They literally asked for an environment that is going to enable their business to thrive. They are asking for means that are affordable, basic commodities. Sio hii mambo wanaongelea yote, hii ilikuwa ya Azimio. Lakini wale watu wanyamauawa hawakusema haya maneno. And lastly, despite our country's invisible democratic credential, our nation has in the past 3 decades grappled with a breed of Kenya politicians who simply cannot accept election. Wameingia kwa mambo ya Raila and all those other things. So you can see even in their warning, they were supposed to address and challenge the United Nations on the issue they're talking about children being mishandled by police officers during mass action. The United Nations is talking about people who have lost their lives. They are talking about people who have been beaten thoroughly by police. They have documented everything. So I don't know. Vile hawa watu wanapeana hii warning, soon UDA is going to issue a warning to God. Huyo tu ndiye amebaki sasa. Because like they are going to warn everyone. They are going to warn. So it is only remaining God whom they will give. They have even warned bishops. Ishungwa did it. So yule mtu amebaki tu ni Mungu. They are going to issue this warning. Now you can understand where we are heading to and the kind of regimes we are having here. So, you know, they make huge statement as if United Nations is a village organization. But they have to also to prepare, because this is also another sign of panic. Remember, we have the International Criminal Court also. They are watching what is happening here. So with time, if this documentary is going to be well dealt with, then someone can come up with a case. Because once you kill excessively, then it opens another chapter of asking serious questions how this was happening when there was government.